OK, on to cricket now. And England charged into the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup with a ruthless 10-wicket thrashing of the United States of America. Chris Jordan took England's first T20 men's hat-trick as the USA were dismissed for just 115 in Barbados. The defending champions then chased the target in just 9.4 overs. Impressive performance with the bat as well, meaning they're guaranteed to progress because of their excellent run rate. Joining us now for more on this is England cricket legend David Bumble Lloyd. Good morning to you, David. How impressive have England been in the Super 8 so far?
Well, I just wonder if they're peaking at the right time. They've been pretty poor up to now. They were in third gear, but that was an impressive performance. They just swept away the USA. So, you know, they'll be saying and talking a good game, looking forward to this semi-final.
Are you surprised how good they've looked after they struggled in the group stages?
No, I'm not actually. I think it's great that you just ease yourself into it and you don't peak at the early part. They would say that they're peaking at the best time, but there's some good teams left in it. There's some good teams.
Who are the possible opponents for England then in the semi-final?
Do you know, looking at it, and they always get complicated, these things, that it looks as if Australia could go out. I'm looking at it, and if India beat Australia and Afghanistan beat Bangladesh, I think Australia could be on the way home. So it would be looking right now, although there's games to play, that it could be India. England would play India in a semi-final. So, I mean, South Africa as well, they've limped the way along. And before it all started, they were my tip, South Africa. They've got a wonderful side. They've got a great bowling lineup.
It's an interesting tournament because it's being played in the USA, it's being played in the Caribbean, it's being played on a continent, apart from obviously the Caribbean, where obviously cricket is absolutely massive. But there are sort of games on the continent where the cricket isn't massive at this moment in time. Do you think it's got a little bit lost in this summer of sport?
You said it's interesting. It's been an absolute nonsense. I mean, they're playing all over the place.
I was being kind.
Last night, that game finished at 1 o'clock in the morning, local time. 1 o'clock in the morning.
Crazy.
There's only burglars up at that time.
Not in Barbados, Bumble. There's a few more people.
It's ridiculous. I mean, 1 o'clock in the morning, and now I've got to get a bus home now.
Well, what do you make of it? Why has it happened like this? And what do you think it's done in terms of audiences?
Do you know, I think when they decided this is how we're going to do it, strong drink would have been taken. I think Brazil could have been involved in this. Brazil could have been involved in this ICC, getting it all together. Let's play the World Cup. That's how we're going to do it. We'll play it over here, over there, and we'll finish at 1 o'clock in the morning.
David, what have you made of some of the wickets? Because I've heard people talking about it, complaining, saying it's not good, it's been quite dangerous, some of them have been quite slippy. What have you made of it?
Not good enough, Darren. Really not good enough. It's a world event. It's a premier event. It's the best event. And you've got to have the best pitches. And so if you're going to play in different countries and the pitches are not good enough, I've been working with Jared Kimber and he's been flying in, not fit for purpose. And so again, that's another thing that you do it again, get it right next time.
Incredible story with Chris Jordan, though. What an amazing hat-trick. In what was his hometown?
Do you know, I think yesterday England got the right team. They've been tinkering with the team. Sometimes Jordan has played, Mark Wood has played. Jordan played yesterday, and I was watching it and thinking, when's he coming into the attack? He came in really, really late, and he only bowled, I think he bowled 3 overs. And he bowled right at the end, which is his trademark. Gets a hat-trick, 115 all out. Now, that could have been 130, could have been a little bit more tricky. But the way that the opening batters just knocked it off, it was a breeze. He's a canny player, Chris Jordan. Wonderful bloke, well, a top-notch bloke. And I think England are better when he's in the team.
David, as we sit right now, who do you make the favourites then for the tournament?
Well, before it started, it was Australia, but I think they're really vulnerable. India, what do you think, India? I fancied right at the beginning South Africa, but they don't win anything. They've limped along. They got through on Duckworth Lewis yesterday. Who are favourites? You know, you might say England are favourites.
It's fascinating, but I wonder whether or not it gets a little bit lost because of the way that the tournament is structured as well. The sort of the competition format is not the easiest to understand, is it?
No, it's not. And cricket needs to be simplified, and to make it dead easy, as it's on at this time, and perhaps terrestrial television would be a big bonus as well. And so they've got to streamline it, make it more comfortable for the people that are actually watching it, i.e. the spectator.
Yeah, because when it's on at accessible times, it's available to watch. People really do get into it. We saw that in the last World Cup. You're a big football fan as well. No doubt you'll be watching England tomorrow night.
All over it.
What do you think?
Well, I watched the game last night, Scotland. I called in a pub down Borough Market last night and watched the Scotland game. So I'll be watching the England game as well, rooting for them. I've listened to Harry Kane's and you know what a wonderful footballer he is, but I've got to just take issue that, you know, pundits now, that's what they do. You know, people retire, and because they've done it and got the T-shirt, they become pundits and they give an opinion. It's as simple as that. And at the end of the day, it's only cricket or football. It's just a game, and a pundit gives an opinion. But also, I'm finding out this morning that your colleague there, Darren Bain, he played for Burton Albion. When was that? When did he play for Burton Albion?
That was for 3 months.
Just before they retired him.
Well, I think around 2017, 18, something like that.
You must have took it by storm, Burton. You played 15 times and scored twice.
Were you coming off the bench?
Yeah, I think a lot of it. Minutes to goals to minute, I think was quite high, but it was.
Was Clough, Nigel Clough must have been your manager? Must have been.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, great guy.
Did he take a leaf out of his dad's book? Now listen, you've got to score. That's what you're in the team for. You have to score. Get it in the back of the net, Darren, or you won't be playing.
Do you know what he didn't do that in the team talk, but do you know what he did, which I heard was really similar to his dad, was every training session he used to have a dog that he'd bring to training, and the dog would just run riot in training. And I think his old man used to do that as well.
He did. His dad was cricket mad. I went round to his dad's house, and we just sat there over cups of tea and copious cups of tea, just talking about cricket with Pat Murphy, a great doyen of cricket and football commentary.
Yeah, listen, we could have talked to you all day about cricket and football. Thank you very much, David Bumble Lloyd. For more cricket content, head to our cricket YouTube page or listen to our Following On podcast. Coming up, we're going to be joined by Scotland and talkSPORT legend Ali McCoy to find out just how angry he is about that penalty decision last night. That is next.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.